Hello and welcome. In this video I want to go through some solo shuffle lobbies in form of a video analysis together with everyone who wants to improve his discipline priest gameplay or wants to try this very special spec out for himself for the first time. On my UI you can see standard macros like omnibar, healbot, ability team tracker and the cursive. In the bottom left you can see my press buttons via the add-on Trophy GCD, which I set up extra for people who are watching my stream. This allows us to track every global pressed. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. So basically, as a discipline priest, you have to really be on point with your also doing offensive plays, knowing when to be defensively a little bit, knowing when to put in your cooldowns. You have a lot of cooldowns. I mean, you have your 2 PSs, you have your Power Word Life, you have your Dome, you have your Rapture. You just need to learn how to rotate them, you know, in the right moments. And so you can then basically carry easily solo shuffles on a low MMR. Most important thing is, like, I know this is a little bit of talking here before we even start the video, but the most important thing is you want to have the advantage on your side, like the game on your side when it even starts. You know, if you fall back from the get-go as Discipline Priest, it is super hard to recover from that. You want to be on the upper hand, upper side of things and keep that momentum through the whole game. Otherwise you will just fall back. And that's the thing. And what I see on with low MMR discipline priests, they are just holding back with their cooldowns. You know, they are not contributing to damage. They play super defensively and then they wonder why they lose. And this is the thing, the solo shuffles are super fast paced in this game. Think of it like the match ends in like 1 or 2 minutes. You know, sometimes even in the opener, sometimes it goes maybe into the second go cycle. And the thing is, like, in the first go I already used a PS, a Dome maybe, a Rapture maybe even. My radiances, you have to be good with your radiances to also like put them in the right places. We have the ultimate penitence now, which is a game changer, which is like a killing move if you time it right. And you need to be also like a little bit confident to also push in for good fears sometimes. You will see it in this lobby, the other Holy Priest. Everybody says it's right now the better spec, but I can disprove them. Because I'm a Discipline Priest player, of course. This is always a discussion, Discipline Priest, Holy Priest. Okay, I see their advantages. For solo shuffle lobbies, I would even say Discipline Priest is stronger. Really, because also like the other Holy Priest was super passive in this lobby. I also checked him, of course, like his MMR was, his CR was lower, he had his rough start, but you can't underestimate that because he's at your MMR, you know, so you have to take this into consideration. Just start with the video. I will pause a lot, I will talk while we go. You know, I watch now the screen also with you. You can see here I do always first the check, how high is everybody. There you can see the priest is a little bit lower. I mean, but he's on the same MMR, so don't underestimate him. But I was like, okay, maybe he will do mistakes. Here I check my talents again. It's all perfect for the solo shuffles. And then we just start. For now, I tell you more about my talents later maybe. But I will pause the video also a lot. Just for the record, let's go into fight. What I do here is I already give somebody instant a shield, which is important. Like when you are in combat, you will see this trophy GCD on the left side here, where you can see all my globals pressed. And you see I insta purge the wicked, the pet, the DK. Like, if you have stuff, this is important, this is more important than you think. I have like already gave the monk, which will be with 75% possibility the focus of those guys, you know, in the opener. So I give him the shield first, and then I purge the wicked, everything I can see basically on my screen. Firstly, of course, the character itself, but then also the pet. Because this Purge the Wicked will tick the whole time now and also heal this monk. And then the next move I do, Purge the Wicked, the priest even in the background. Of course, the rogue starts on me. This is not a problem. Little silencer and instant the swap after the silence onto the monk, onto the rogue, and then bam, Purge the Wicked him. So basically we have instant, you see this, or Purge the Wickeds on all of the, on the enemy field. And the amount of passive healing, you can see it already, is like huge. I healed more than the other holy priest at this point, with not pressing one heal basically. And that's the trick as discipline priest. You want to have like this, you want to rotate your atonements, your shields, and want to deliver damage. You see already, also my damage is as high as the fucking DK ones at this point. You know, and the game didn't even started. So let's go on. Of course I shield. I phase shift here because I know there will come something either from the rogue or the DK. I just phase shift there to go out of the situation because the DK wants to pull in everything. But I counter this a bit. I see the priest is imprisoned there in the background. So I run into him a little bit. He's using PI. I use my PI. In the opener, you want to use your PI very fast. You see, we made the setup, we made the Purge the Wickeds, spreading it everywhere, shielding, and then the next move is when you know, okay, there comes a go, like especially when you have a DH on your side, just PI him early on. When you see like prison, disarm, okay, he will counter maybe the DK's go also. So that's why we also go with the ultimate Radiance in this situation. I just Radiance to give everybody atonement. You know, I know we have like a full uptime on the Purge the Wickeds. And now when I just press a Radiance, everybody in this clump now gets healed plus gets atonement. That's the main reason for it. It's not even the healing, it's the atonementing in that situation. So we counter this, DKs go easily, I see the disarm, and I see, okay, I don't even need to dome here. It's enough when I just go with the Radiance to give everybody atonement and still be offensive in the game. So like I said, phase shift out of the situation and rooting down both of them. You see it? The rogue is rooted, the DK is rooted. If you have like situations like this, try to root melee characters. If you can root them both with the void tendrils, this is a huge plus. Now the rogue stands here, is disarmed, completely out of the game. You know, he can't do anything. It's only the DK which we have to care about right now. But not even that, because alone he can't contribute too much. He's not that good, he's not really playing into me. You know, he has not silenced, he has not asphyxiated, nothing. So that's a good position for us. So then you see I try to get the fear, I get it, even with the double fear on the rogue, because he's like stepping to me then. You know, he's not patient enough. He doesn't want it to like sit the tendrils. He sees, okay, I'm running to the priest, he wants to stop me, but bam. My plan was just to fear the priest, but okay, it's even better when the rogue just goes in and we can stay on the DK, you know? Who has already pressed also his like defensive there. So, but I stay still on the rogue because I see he's low, he's not reacting with anything. The monk is casting a karma on him. He's using evasion. Evasion is not a problem, we can still then damage him. Of course, I want to keep up my shields in that situation. I want to Radiance very fast to still get the atonement up on my people. You know, I sit this blind because I see, okay, the DK has no big go more anymore. The DH is on the blur, plus our monk is on the karma. So I sit this blind and don't want to waste my trinket here in this situation. So, okay, we get this, we get a short fear, this is fine. I also sit this. And then, of course, power word life, you want to put in always when you can. If you see he's falling low, just wait for it to fall so low that you can just use it on him. First, power word life, and then a shield afterwards. And if needed, a PS as a follow-up. You see already we are like seconds into the game after the go, and I already used up both of my PSs. You see this? And the PI and the power word life, the first one. But I also know, okay, the DK has no go. He has no real pressure anymore. You know, the only one who can make now the pressure a bit is the rogue, who's not really reacting to anything. So we are in a good position. The DH has still his darkness, plus his nether walk. The monk I need to be careful a little bit of. But yeah, you see how this plays out. I mean, the DH is like PS now. I see they want to go on him a little bit more. They swap now onto the monk, of course. I penance. You see this? The thing is, every other priest maybe would just go defensive here, insta-complete, use the penance onto the monk to like top him. But I see a good position. The rogue is not reacting. He's not shadow cloaking, nothing. So what I do is I put him into low health. You see this? I use the penance. Let's see the situation. Okay, the blind situation we had already. Moment, this is the situation. I purged the wicked, the DK. I'm still on the DK. I'm waiting for him to put out his magic bubble before I go into the ultimate penitence. You know, I wait for the magic bubble in this situation and the shadow cloak from the rogue. That's what I want to trigger, basically, from those both. And then they are in a bad situation. You will see why. That's also why I go aggressive here still. I purge the wicked, the DK. I purge the wicked, the rogue. To just put then a proccing penance into the rogue. You see this? How his life goes down? You see? And now we press shadow word death, I hope. Ah, no. Okay. That was okay. The thing is, like, you can press the shadow word death afterwards. If the healer is, of course, not reacting, it will cheat death. It will proc his cheat death. Now, they react both, but they overlapped also a bit because shadow cloak and the guardian. This is but perfect because the rogue is pretty open now for us. You will see why. I dome here because I see he will smoke bomb into the smoke bomb when there is like going mishmash in a melee cleave, especially like this. Just put your dome into it. Don't hesitate, just do it. And the dome, okay, this was not, of course, bad because now the DH also followed up with the darkness, but he put it into our dome. So this is a little bit wasted from him, of course. But better than overreacting than underreacting. You know, that's a tip for solo shuffles here. So it's basically fine. I mean, it's a bit wasted, a bit of an overlap, but it's okay. Still, you see, we are using a lot of Purge the Wickedness. We want to keep them up on the pads, on the characters. All good and dandy. Pace shift, when you see like a moment where they could use a CC onto you, especially in like this kind of clump, you can be sure, okay, they will come a kidney, they will come a solar plexus, they will come maybe a kick, not a kick, but a stun from a DK or whatever. Okay, if I look more into this, I can see, okay, the FXCS is used already, the kidney is on CD. Yeah, maybe this phase shift was a little bit wasted there, but you can just use it to also get out of like this kind of clump situations after your dome. Because a lot of times they just wait to snipe you after the dome. You know? You're staying in there, they wait, the dome fades away, and then they will make a fast swap onto you. And with the phase shift and the shield, you can just sprint away basically. Oftentimes, if you need some room for yourself. So put in your phase shift, not randomly, of course. You want to use it tactically, especially against melee spellcasters, against caster cleaves. But yeah, I still stay there. Now I go out a bit, I still pressure the rogue. You see, most of my penances I use offensively, especially the procs, because I know this is huge damage. I know, okay, I have atoned at least one of my mates. Optimally, you want to have them both always atoned, you know, but that's why I like to rotate my radiances into my rotation, basically, you know? Now we are casting mind games because I see a Shadow Cloak is on CD, the rogue is pretty open for us, we still need to proc his cheat death, we make good cleave damage, and it seems like the priest is not getting them up, getting them topped, so we still keep on pressuring. You know, pressure is king. Okay, my mistake is here, maybe I'm too open positioned, but I do this on purpose, you will see why later. So shield, and there it is. I want to keep them open. I could have optimally waited here 2 seconds more, so that my roots come back, my void tendrils. Then you void tendril them both down, and then you make Radiance, which I also didn't make. I made 2 mistakes here already. Like, it is not a huge mistakes, but it is not optimal play. Like, keep that in mind. I could have waited 2 seconds here to Radiance my mates, that everybody has an atonement up. Also the DH, which he hasn't right now. Plus, I could have void tendrilled the rogue and the DK. But because this is a huge arena and we are clumped here in the middle, I just go in for the ultimate penitence. Because I also know, okay, rogue is in a bad spot. The DK, I don't want to wait out his anti-magic bubble in this situation. Optimally on our higher MMR maybe, you want to wait out that he uses his anti-magic bubble before, but most likely he won't do it until you use your ultimate penitence. So that's the trick there. And in low MMR lobbies you can gamble a bit with stuff like this. Let's see if he uses it. I don't know, maybe it would be clever if he uses his anti-magic bubble right now. And for the ultimate penitence, you always want to atone your partners and then want to go offensive with it. Never use it defensively on a mate or on yourself or whatever. Always offensive. You will overheal anyways, always. Plus you will contribute to damage. You know? That's an important trick there. You see, the DK is getting the full load. No problem, the rogue is getting a full load because he does not know what to do. If he even wants to go behind this pillar there right to him, it will take too long. We will still catch up too much. You know? So basically my penitence went full through, and no, after the penitence of course the DK comes with his shield, and he didn't use his anti-magic bubble on the rogue. Or for the rogue. He could have just saved both of them if he placed the anti-magic bubble there. He didn't, and yeah, that's... yeah, okay. After 2k MMR you can expect plays like this. On the low MMR, don't expect perfect plays from the people. Just go for your offensive stuff and this and that will still be better than waiting out stuff. Try to end the games as fast as possible as Discipline Priest. Make so much pressure that the games don't even go into the second go or whatever. So then let's go on. Of course, we refresh our Purge the Wickeds. We have all atoned now. You see, the DH is atoned. Our monk is atoned. Myself, I'm not atoned, but this is fine. You need to also, this is a tip, you see, I never heal myself really. I only care about my partners, because I myself, I'm nearly unkillable. Nobody on this MMR, if they don't make a perfect setup together, will kill me. You know, and as a discipline priest, you want to go in with this confidence into the games. Otherwise, you lose. And that's basically it. That's why I can keep myself low at times. Okay, an argument would be why I should top myself is for the life swap then. But I see in this situation already, in all of this, I see already we are so ahead in the game that I want to just keep up the pressure still. Like, we basically won already. You know, this is my mindset right now in this moment, because the rogue is pretty open, the DK after his shield is open for us. I have my fear ready up. Let's see if I run in for it. I use my penance on the rogue, and now I run in for the fear. Like, try to snitch in this fears. You saw this? You saw this? I waited for the priest to press something. Let's watch just for this running here. This is like on purpose. I see, okay, he's shielding. He wants to do something here. And then I see, bam. You see, he even runs into it, because he knows, okay, I lost this situation. You know? A better priest would fall back a bit, would maybe phase shift or stun me in that moment. So basically, you want to also know when to go in for the fear and how to outplay then the other healer to get this fear through. And this will make a huge difference in your gameplay then, you know? And as you can see, they are now in a bad position. Of course, he has still his trinket. Let's see, but bam. You see, because of this fear, he used it. Boom. Nobody of them has a trinket. I have still my trinket going. And my mates, of course, used it also. Maybe wasted a bit. But I have mine up still. Because as a discipline priest, you want to keep this as your latest options. Like, your really latest options should be your trinket swap in solo shuffle lobbies. There is no other discussion, nothing. Or if you can end the game with the Shadow Word Death Snipe, but this is only for really experienced players, and of course it's depending on the situation. You know, that's the only two options where you want to just trigger. If you see, okay, you're getting zapped and blinded in higher lobbies than where your mates maybe do not react, then also. But then you're already in a bad position. The game is lost already if that happens. But okay, let's go on. You see, I go now, of course, also with the Mind Blast. Try to get in a lot of like Mind Blasts, refresh your Purge the Wickets, and contribute to damage. And then you see, every fucking fourth button press is a shield with me. You know, you just take the partner with the lowest HP who gets like focused right now, and then it's all fine. Here we get silenced from the DK. This is a situation where you could say, okay, maybe I trinket, but I stalled it out because I see, okay, my DH has blur up, I shielded him, and they have no go or nothing. So I can recover the situation. And that's what happens. So I still don't trinket, I still don't panic, you know. I just play chill and have still my SOS option with the trinket and void shift. So, and as you can see, bam, now I can come in with the flash shields. This is something, okay, this, you don't want to make this. This was like 3 or 4 flash heal casts back to back to top somebody off. Okay, we are not too high into dampening. It's still 29%, it is fine. But if you're like super hard into dampening, like 50% or so, if you get into this kind of situation where you have to press like your flash heals, like where you have to spam them, then this is bad. But for now it is still okay. We topped him up a bit and get comfortable with the discipline priest to like have yourself, your mates a little bit low. You don't have to have them like always on full HP. You know, you have to just rotate your shields and your atonements correctly and contribute to the damage. And the passive atonement healing will just pump them up every time. You know, that's why you play discipline priest. You want to be offensive. You want to make also your damage. Look at my damage. I do nearly, okay, not nearly, but more than the half of the rogue. You see, the rogue is basically completely out of the equation here in this setup. And I contribute to so much. The holy priest is healing way more than me. You see this? 170k to 130k. You can check the details in the right corner there. But look at my damage. I do like a 3 mil more damage than him. That will just overpressure him with time, you know? After the trades. And as you can see, I shield here up. Both are shielded. Oh, I even raptured here. Why? There is no real go from them or whatever. But I see, okay, we are going into the ends of the game. So I see my rapture is up. And to make it safe and easy and clean for them and to keep my mates also still aggressive, I go into the rapture. You know, to give them these big shields, these big heals also after that. To just, yeah, carry on the momentum that we have. You know, to not fall back. And to, like, push and pressure them still. That's why I go into the rapture. Maybe it's a little bit overused, of course, in this situation. You know, but it has his meaning in this lobby. So, and then, you see, bam, we procced him. He swapped a little bit too late. The rogue procced. That's what we wanted. Now we have everything from them. We have his void shift. We have the cheat death from the rogue. And we still got our trinket and our void shift. You know? So we go with the late Shadow Word Death there. We could have sniped him a little bit better, but he would have survived it anyways. But yeah, we're still carrying on. I do my Radiances to keep the atonements up, keep the healing up, my shields, my Purge the Wicked. And now we also damage the DH a bit to spread our pressure because he's pretty open. And as you can see, the mind games on the DK. And bam, his shield will not save him anymore. I will snipe him with a double Shadow Word Death. Yeah, we were in the situation. We win the round, of course, because I just waited also for the snipe. And here you can also see that's why I play my double Shadow Word Death. I can show you the talent tree later again. I go with the double Shadow Word Death, especially for solos, because I see the situations where I can just pump in two of them to snipe the situation. And that's basically what won here, what made the round safe. I mean, they would have killed him anyways because the DH connected very well, or let's say the monk, one of them at least connected. But okay, you see, it's also important to get these snipes as a discipline priest with the penance and then maybe Shadow Word Death, Mind Games, Shadow Word Death. This can like be the game ender, you know, so you don't have to rely so much on like low MMR DPS people too much, you know. And we were in such a good spot. Like even if they would be super low health-wise, my mates, you know, I would go for the snipe because my experience tell me like it is better to just go for it in such kind of situations. I mean, this was a no-brainer in this situation, of course, but I still got my trinket, I still got my void shift. You know, I have 2 Radiances still coming up, and yeah, we were in a good spot. I pressured so much here with them, with my mates. Of course, they did also a lot of damage. You see, the priest healed way more than me. The damage from my mates plus from me was just too much. And the rogue was way too passive. He never really tried to set up something or whatever. And it was also not good from the rogue side. And the priest was way too defensive back there. You see, also as holy, you should do a little bit more pressure with your mates. He was way too passive. He didn't went in for one fear. Like, he has a stun. Of course, he stuns one of the DPS most likely, but he should, on a discipline priest, he should like stun me and try to get in for a fear. But also the rogue was not setting up anything, and then it was also hard for him. But okay, let's go on with the next round. Maybe I type something. I most likely type something. Let's wait this out. This is also a huge one. DK, please, I say. You know, because I know he's the weakest target there, and CCDH. This is important. This is more important than you think. Like, if you are the experienced player in a lobby, more experienced than the other ones, then you should make the calls. And also, as lower experienced people, please don't be so cocky. I have this so many times, like some kind of arrogant rogue or whatever just sets another target, you know, which will then lead up to a lose most of the times. If there's a experienced guy in your fucking lobby and he makes calls, then please trust him and just go with it. You know, if you see, okay, he's clearly stronger than the other ones. Don't be so arrogant and stubborn and say, oh, no, I don't go with this. I do my thing and this and that, you know? It has a reason why the experienced guy says this. And the reason why, of course, CCDH, he has the most throughput. If we CC him, lock him down, we have less pressure. And the DK alone, I saw, is not sustainable. He's pretty squishy, especially after when he has used his anti-magic bubble, anti-magic shield. He's super open for us. Especially for me then, you know, with my penitence, then I can time it so that we can even snipe him. And that's the reason why I tell the people this. Of course, they should always try to cleave. This is a no-brainer. You want to keep up pressure as much as possible. But make these kind of calls, especially when you are confident and when you have some kind of experience. So what I do here, I of course shield the rogue, which is like, hiding from the DH. In this situation, we are too open. This is not good. We should stay there where the rogue stays. Also, our monk instead here. Because the DK now can target us. He already targeted me, which was bad because now we are in combat and the rogue can't zap. So this was not the perfect opener, but if you play with the rogue, and if you play like me with body and soul, you want to shield him and give him a little sprint, so that he can zap easier. But okay, this is done for now. Let's see, of course, now we go in. The DK reacted there. He incapped. This is good. He incapped the DH. We start with the Purge the Wicked on the DK. And I follow up instantly with my Shadow Fiend. Just put it out there. If you don't play against the Rogue, just put it out there as some kind of extra damage. Passive damage. As a distractor a little bit. If he taps, maybe he taps onto him instead of onto your mate. That's the reason behind it. But as always, you want to Purge the Wicked, your main target, as optimally all of them. But now I am a little bit more concerned, a little bit more conservative with my Purge the Wickeds because we have a rogue on our side. Or a monk even. If they decide to incap or blind, I don't want to break them. You know, that's why I keep the priest. Okay, I tapped onto him. It's not a huge mistake, but it can happen. But I left the DH open for CCs then. You know, that's why he's not Purge the Wicked. But this is a general rule. The pet, I could also Purge the Wicked there, which I didn't. Okay, he's cheap-shotting the DH. This is perfect after his metamorphosis. And we insta-start damaging the the DK in this situation. That was our plan. I instant go in with the PI on the monk, not the rogue. The monk will profit from the PI way more. The thing is, like, for the PI, you want to always give it to the guy who profits more of it. You know, and this is most likely fucking DH, Worry, Retribution Parley, Monk, classes like that. You know, Rogue is not really, oftentimes, not really getting something out of the extra haste, you know? That's why we want to give it to the Monk. But also, I see he's stunned now. That's the reason. Okay, I pumped him up, and then I dispel. I should have dispelled earlier. I gave him the atonement and the phase shift then for the DK. He wanted to maybe come in with the asphyxiate also on his go. But you see, he goed and plus put out his magic shield. So this is a good situation for us. I would run normally into the other direction to the DH to root them both, but this time, because the DK has his anti-magic shield, I wait for it. But I dispelled our Monk, and he's also ready to go with the PI. It's not super important that the PI gets through every millisecond of it, you know? It's just important that you get something out of it. Of course, it would be better using it now instead of... so I wasted basically a little bit of time from the PI here, but which is not a huge one. Because also the other priest then PI'd perfectly on the DK's go. This was very good from him. I made a little more of a mistake there, but let's see if this is enough. Defensive mistakes are heavier than the offensive mistakes, oftentimes. Let's say it like that, as a general rule. So, I wanted to cast the Ultimate Penitence there, which was just a fake cast, of course. And I still shield myself or my mates up in this situation. We sit through this. I put in my Radiances. I put even in... Don't wait, genau. This is also important. Never wait till a damager comes into you or your mates. Never wait as Discipline Priest. If they fall super low, super fast, it can go like from 100 to 20%. Super fast. You want to like use it proactively, basically. You want to shield proactively, you want to use your PS proactively, you want to use your Desperate Prayer proactively. You see, we have a DK on the go, and the DH left his Metamorphosis in the situation, but the DH is always a threat. Keep that in mind, a DH is always a threat, and a DK on the go, a good DK, this one was not so good, also. So that's why you want to like use your stuff proactively. You see, my mates are still atoned, we're still getting healing, and the priest there in the background is like kidneyed. We stall this out, we wait for his anti-magic bubble to fade, and now you see the DK is in a bad position. He's low on health, we have still our Radiances. I lock him both down with my Void Tendrils now. In the middle, you see this? Okay, the DH evaded, of course, but at least the DK, also with the smoke bomb now, from the rogue, is like perfectly there in the middle. And the priest still kidneyed there in the background. You see this? He can't escape. So basically there needs to come darkness now from the DH. But he doesn't do it. He's wave walking out of it. Okay, this is a good move. The rogue blinds perfectly the priest after the kidney. So basically we got the Holy Guardian plus the wave walk also, plus his anti-magic shield. Okay, my mates are falling low because of course the DH is doing still a good pressure onto our monk, which is but pretty safe. He could use... They both didn't disarmed until now. Perfect play from them would be like disarming the DH in this situation. But okay, they are not doing it, so of course I power ward life instantly when it's possible. Don't wait with the power ward life. Instantly use it and then shield after. Not shield and then power ward life and shield. That's the move there. Or triple fear, of course, if you can get this one out. I saw him like in the blind and then went also in because they were like in this mishmash situation. There I tried to like drag him so that I can even triple or double fear, you know, and this is a huge game changer. At least one of them needs to trinket now. You see, the DH has a trinket and the priest has a trinket. Let's see. Okay, DH, of course, trinketed now offensively. And the priest is clever, he sits it out. But he gets also a cheap shot from the rogue, then a short one with a high DR, not needed. But we're still in a good position. The monk made it safe with the karma. Maybe overused there. Instead of karma, he just should have disarmed there, which would be 100% a better move, you know, because he wasted his karma also on top of this thingy here. But it's okay. It's okay because we can still keep the pressure up now. He's pretty safe and we can still be offensive. So the rook is still on the priest. Nice. It silences him. And we can still keep up the pressure on the DK. I sit this prison, of course, because there is no real danger at this moment except the DH, which is always a danger. But it's fine. My monk is like on karma still. Plus, he uses the dampen harm on top of it. Okay. Bro, this guy also needs to learn to rotate his CDs better. But the rogue is now coming in. So it's fine. I still got the monk also shielded. Plus the DK is in a bad spot. So let's see what we do. Of course, I go with the open offensive penance there. Always try to snitch in your shields as soon as they are up again, plus your penance. This is important. Like, rotate your penances. With or without procs. It doesn't matter. Just put them in, rotate them well. You know, you want to get them out as much as possible throughout the game. So IPS here. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit overdone because now we have the disarm on the DK. Still no disarm from the monk on the DH. That would be the move. But okay, just for safety reasons, we have still 2 left. I go with the PS on the lower one on the rogue, which will get now maybe a little bit focused. So it's fine. I try to keep him up. But in the same time, I go a little bit away from the priest, who could stun us and come in for a fear. Yeah, we still want to be offensive from the background. We keep them both up. You see this? I follow up with another PS just to still keep him offensive. Just so that the rogue can save up his defenses, you know, and can still be offensive in this situation. Because I see we have a lot of pressure going, we have a lot of momentum. I play like I do way more damage than the other priest. Plus I contribute even like to way more healing. He's like just over pressured there. And I want to keep this momentum going. That's why I just use the PS there. Plus we have still our Rapture, our Dome, and our Void Shift. We are in a pretty good position. The monk still didn't thinks he needs to disarm. He could incap also the priest there in the background, but yeah, this is a fucking 2K MMR lobby. What do you expect from those people? Okay, the DH now darknesses. This is also fine. Now we just okay, his the DK's anti-magic shield will come back up, plus he has still his anti-magic bubble. I think this is the reason why I wait for my penitence. I just want to keep both of them, because both classes are pretty squishy. The Asa Rogue and the Monk, especially now after his karma, is super squishy. That's why I play it more safely here and try to keep them up as most as possible, but still contributing to a lot of damage. We go on. You see, I purge the Wicked. You saw this situation. I just outplayed the priest there. Moment, I can show you again. Look, this is an important one. I purged the Wicked them all first. You know, even if it's in the darkness, don't shy away. The dot will still go on in the full with his full impact after the darkness and the defensives and whatever. It is about to keeping it applied on the people. You see, I see him solar plex there in the background, gauged. He's gauged by the rogue. So what I do is like I purge the wicked everything, pet, DK, DH, before I go in for the fear. I shield even the focus target, the weaker target in this situation, which is the monk, who still hadn't disarmed once. What I now do is I just go into this one-on-one with the other priest. And this is a important situation for every priest, which you need to learn. This is a psychological thing a little bit. You see, I know he will now go into phase shift because he's expecting me to insta-fear. But what I do is, instead of fearing, because I know he thinks like that, I go also into the phase shift, but a little bit later than him. You see this? Like a millisecond later than him. I know he wanted to insta phase shift there. And after his phase shift, bam, I put in the fear. What he did is there, in this 1 or 2 milliseconds, he pressed his fear. Or did he? Let's see. Let me check if he pressed his fear even. Maybe he didn't. Yes! You can see it in my omnibar. He pressed it. He insta phase shifted and feared. And I delayed my phase shift a little tiny bit. 2 milliseconds. To avoid this. And after his phase shift, bam, he's open for my fear. And this is a situation which you want to win as a priest against another priest. Or against any other healer, I would say, you know? You just need to get a feeling for this, and this comes with a lot of games. Like, you need to check a little bit how is the other healer reacting, what is he doing, what's his style, you know? He's the kind of defensive, passive, oh, I want to make it safe, and this and that, you know? So I know he will phase shift fear, most likely, in that combination. And this I can use to my advantage. And this is, of course, from character to character, different thing, which you have to look out for. It's a mistake from him, anyways. Like everybody's saying, oh, holy better, this, blah, blah, which is not true in my opinion. He should also, like, just stun me. That's the only fucking big advantage of the holy. Why is he not stunning me? To then fear. Plus, then save up the phase shift. You know, that's also a big mistake from him there. But okay. So basically, you see, this duels, the sphere duels are also super important that you get them as a discipline priest. You need to know how and when to go in to make them pretty much safe. It is a huge one. Like, imagine I would have lost this duel right now in this situation. Just imagine that for a second. I have no trinket anymore. I went in pretty risky there. But I just did it to keep up still with the momentum, you know? Plus I was confident and sure that I will outplay. So this is like minor stuff, micro gaming stuff that you have to also try to, learn a little bit. Because these little things are also adding up throughout the lobby and makes a difference between a win or a lose. So I feared, I insta Redines then my mates to keep them topped, plus to give them atonement. And I think after this bubble, I'm just waiting for the right moment. They are pretty open in this big place here, in this open arena. This is a perfect situation for my ultimate penitence after the DK's magic shield and after the DH's darkness. Let's see. Okay, I mind game first. Of course, try to put in the mind games always as an extra pressure. Like I said, always rotate your penance as much as possible. Also here, like offensive. Wait for the bubbles, of course, the magic shields and whatever to fade away and then pump in with full impact. This is also important. You see even a procced one. I sometimes even just Radiance, even if my mates and me are in a super good position, I just Radiance to get this penance proc. You know, to make this extra impact there, damage-wise. The priest didn't trinket it in this situation after the fear, which is okay. He can do that. He wants to keep it up for the void shift swap, I guess. We mind blast there, of course, on the DK. Just get that out of the way. Some kind of extra pressure. We know our monk is squishy. He's in a lower position now, lower health position, of course, because a hard swap there onto him. But the DK is full kidnate, and the DH will not make this solo. The monk still refuses to use his disarm on the DH. So, but okay, you have to deal with people like this in solo shuffles. That's the main problem that I have with that fucking game mode. But it's fine. So let's go on. Of course, I power word life him. I wait a little bit so that he's extra low. That I can power word life him. Then I, of course, dispel him with stun and shield after. See, this is the combination. Or I even go with the rapture. I insta go with the rapture. But as a little tip, use a shield first and then rapture. Like if there is a little bit of breathing room. First shield and then rapture. I could have shielded him here in this situation before, but I just insta went into the rapture there. But it's fine. Yes, now we got the anti-magic zone also. Perfect. We still we pumping out now shields. We just shield the monk there. And we give him the Radiance as soon as it's up. Just to top everybody off. You see, now the DK is on a low position. The priest is gauche. The rogue is doing a solid job here. Way, way better than the monk. And yeah, the DK should die. I Shadow Word that once already. And that's it. The second one was not even needed. You see, plus we didn't even use our ultimate penitence. It would be an overkill. I just waited for the anti-magic zone there. After that I would have went into the ultimate penitence anyways. Plus the priest, did he grieved a little bit? I think he greeted. Let me check the situation again. He's in a gauche in the background. You see it left. And then... yeah, it was too late. You see? He grieved a bit. Let's check the situation from the point of view of the priest. You see this situation. He has a full gauche. DK is super low. He will most likely go down. I have my penance, plus my Shadow Word Death, plus we are onto him, plus within the leg sweep from the monk. There is no reason that he waits out the gauche in this situation. Instantly, he should have trinketed and swapped here. Instantly. But as you can see, he waited it out. The DK is dead already. He's at 3 seconds. And now you can still see how he's trinketing. He's trinket swapping. You see this? Bam. But it's too late. Overused and underused in situations like this. This is an important role, especially when you see that your mates don't have any stuff going on anymore and when they are falling low. It was... the thing is, like, we would have won anyways. I mean, the rogue's disarm was back up. The rogue's shadow dance was back up. He still has his evasion and the mantle, the shadow cloak, his cheat death. The monk could die at any moment. He's a little bit of a wanky player. You know, he's never disarming, doing nothing really to kite them out or whatever. Not really on point with his incaps. I think he just incapped once in that game. But we were such in a pressure position. Especially now, I would have went into my ultimate penitence here. You know, even if he had trinketed and swapped and saved the DK, I would have insta went into my... I would have waited out this 4 seconds to make everybody atoned. And then I would have insta went into my ultimate penitence. and every one of them would have just be deleted in that moment, because the DH used everything. DK has used his anti-magic stuff and used everything, and their next go would be in like 48 seconds, like 40-50 seconds. So basically we had now a big window. We had then also like all trinkets. Like the game would have ended even with the right swap from the priest in the next 50 seconds. You know, I still have my dome, I still have my swap, so that would be way more than I need to win this. But okay, let's go on with the next lobby. Let's wait this out. Okay, I tell them go rogue and CCDH. Of course, rogue as a rogue is super squishy. I mean, they can make a huge ton of damage, also huge ton of pressure, but they are squishy. And a DH you want to just keep out of the fight most of the times. If you can kite out the DH, if you can make it hard for him to connect, then you're in a good position. Like, for a DH to kill him, if he's good, if he's rotating his steps well, it's not so easy. There you need some kind of setup. But the Asa Rogue just can die randomly, you know? And especially I can then snipe him a lot of times. Of course, the Rogue in this lobby was not bad. He's knowing stuff, he's doing stuff right. But of course, then he starts with the Zap onto us. We have no advantage there. But I sit this out. Don't try to not. Like, if you get a Zap like this, but the Rogue insta opens and everybody opens, and you see, okay, the DK reacted already a bit. The Monk, why is he playing this arm if he never uses it, man? Fuck, he should have just used it here. But okay, just wait out the Zap. You know, don't trinket there, because they never will make such a good setup. I checked these players already in my mind, you know, how they like react and how they do things. They will never do such a crazy opener that they will just one shot. You know, it's not possible. Also, like the assassination rogue, he needs some kind of build up, and there you have to have a little bit of trust into your mates so that you can keep up with your trinket. If you trinket that Zap because of panic, because of Zap panic, then it's bad. But also, like, let's check this Zap. It is important why I do this decision. You see, the thing is, like, I see that the DH is like locked down there. Plus, we have 5 seconds Zap left. In this moment, I think to myself, like, let me tell you about what I think there in this moment. I wait and see, okay, is this a dangerous situation right now? Did they make this some kind of setup? You know, that's how I decide to trinket here or not. But I see, okay, we have 5 seconds left. The DH is locked down. Priest is far away there. Plus the rogue is still not up. And boom, 3-4 seconds into it, still no danger at all. Boom. So we can sit. Okay, now he comes out. Now it's 2 to 3 seconds left. But I still see, okay, they had done nothing really to set up. There is like no, we are not in imprison range from the DH. The rogue is running into the focus from them, which also takes some time. And that's how I decide to trinket or not in the situation. And this was a clear no situation. So let's go on. I wait this out. Of course, I start instant with the shield. I dispel, of course, the stun that I see, and follow up with shield. I purge the wicked instantly into the rogue. If you face a rogue, always keep up your purge the wicked on him. Most likely, even when he wants to vanish, he needs to then use his cloak. You know, for example, you want to always have some kind of dot going onto the rogue. That's also why I oftentimes just put in the Shadow Fiend, which can also kick them out of the stealth animation, by the way. Okay, here I dome early. This is also a little tip. In a lot of other games, I didn't dome at all. I save it also like for later goes or whatever. But I find it out, if they clump like this in the middle together, stay out of distance. If you see, okay, they want to make an all go, like especially in a melee cleave. Just put your dome into this mishmash. You see, then your mates are fine. They can't make any pressure, but we still making pressure, especially on the rogue, which I have set it up with my Purge the Wicked. So basically, bam, you see he's dropping low already. I put in a fast mind games there. The mind games thingy is like, don't think about the initial damage of the mind games. That one is not important. The important move there is that the other healer most likely wants to dispel it, so he basically wastes a global, plus the after effect of it. If he doesn't do it, that the healing is getting reversed a little bit. Maybe in this situation, it would be even better to just mind games the DH, to take out some kind of damage from him, and to keep him also on the lower edge. See the mind games more as a kind of peeling move also. Okay, wow, we got a disarm there from the monk. Wow, after in the third game now, for the first time, a premiere, which was very good. He followed it up after our dome. That was perfect. Like you see the dome is fading and the disarm is coming in. This is what you want to see. In higher MMRs, you will see plays like this more often, which is pretty normal. You want to like stack your CDs back to back to back to back. You know, you want to avoid like overlap. Even if you squeeze out this 1 fucking second, the transition from one CD to another can make the difference in a game. You know, and you have to think like this. Okay, my dome is still active. He used it a little bit early. Okay, I thought my dome was fading away, but it's still up. Yeah, it was bad. Okay, but at least he tried. You saw it? Like, he's in my dome the whole time with the DK. Yeah, he put in like the disarm perfectly so that it also ends with my dome. Instead of doing it the other way around. You know, waiting for the dome to end and then put in the disarm. Like, this is minor stuff which adds up and which makes you like a higher player or not. Well, okay, let's go on. You see, we are in a pretty safe situation. We are super safe. I have my dome up, but still I put in my Redines. Why? Just to make them full topped, plus to give them atonement, so that I can follow up with my damage rotation. And as you can see, mind games, mind blasts, might. The PI comes a little bit late, maybe. I should. Oh no! It comes perfect. I see the DK has still not used his abominable limb, so basically he didn't do a go there, and I expect him now to do a go. PI DK can one-shot people. You know, I know. Okay, this guy is not the type of player for that. He's not so skilled, but at least I give him the chance to do so with the PI. You know. And I hope, okay, when he sees the PI, that he wants to make that go. You know, that's my thought process behind this. He goes on and on and on, still not used. I think he even thinks that this dome is not from me. I think that's why he waits. Oh my gosh. But okay, I penance again, Radines again, to keep up the atonement still. I'm always in some kind of range so that I can get them all in with my Radiances. You know, you can't go super max distance with the Discipline Priest, because then your Radiance will not connect anymore. That's the thing. That's why you want to be like some kind of a little bit of mid-range. Okay? So, but we see we have still good pressure going on the rogue. The DK wastes our PI, kind of, but it's fine. I Shadow Fiend the Rogue after his evasion. Plus, I will purge the Wicked him now after the kidney 100%. Wow, he was even in death range. Nice, and we saw it. He got the cloak, so I penance again, Rediance again, to just top them off. The important thing is, like, people in lower MMR lobbies, they fall back super unnecessarily sometimes when they have the feeling that they are falling down. You know, they are not stunning, they are not using their defensives properly to kite that out or to still keep up their pressure. You know, that's why I want to like keep them alive, keep them topped, so that they think in their minds, okay, I can still be offensive, I can still be offensive. And that's the thing why I play like also super toppery style in some lobbies, especially after I analyze these players. For like example, the monk here, you see the DK still didn't make his goal, but which is okay. We have got everything from the rogue now. Plus, I set it up for my Rediance, for my ultimate penitence, of course. I Redienced early on to give them the atonement. And okay, I should have purged the Wicked him before, of course. Also purged the Wicked on the DH optimally before going into the penitence. But this was such a juicy situation that I just went in for it, you know? We are all atoned. The rogue has used up his cloak and evasion. He went low already. And they were like top there, you know, in perfect range, all three of them. So basically, there is no recovery from this situation anymore. If I get the full penitence through like this. And you can then see it. You see the rogue is just falling down. Like, this is my damage. That what you saw there, this is just the penitence damage when it full connects. You know? The DH also greeted a bit. He should have like darkness there in that situation. That would be the one escape that saved them, but he didn't use it. I gambled for it, of course. In a higher lobby, you will wait out also his darkness to then go in like this with the penitents. But I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. They are so perfectly there stacked, and I hope the DH will not react, so I go into the penance. You know, because this will already be the game winner move. Like, basically, you see, the game ended here already. Maybe you don't see it, but in my mind, the game is already won in this right second here. And that's how you have to think the whole time as Discipline Priest. The DK still didn't make this go, bro. I don't know what he waits for, but maybe it's not even that of a dumb decision from him. Nah, bro, look at this. He didn't asphyxiate it, and he didn't use his abominable limb. I think the rogue at least would have procced cheat death there already, if he would have done that in this situation, you know? But it's okay, it's okay. Maybe he waits out for the darkness from the DH. But it's fine. We get a double fear in here. Of course, I sneak myself in with the phase shift to make it a bit safer. Double fear on both. We got the trinket from the priest, which is super huge. In this situation, the DH sits it out, which is fine, and he also goes into his guardian, into his angel. But the rogue is still on good pressure there. So what we do is we void tendril him. I could have waited a bit for the DH to come in and then void tendril them both, but that's not the main objective. The main objective is to keep the rogue like in a bad spot still, you know, and that was the move there then, and to get a little bit of distance from the DH so that he can triple stun in that situation, you know, out of his range so that he can't cleave too much. You know, you want to try to avoid the cleave damage from DHs also as well as possible. So we get the blind. I trinket this blind just because I saw, okay, the other priest trinketed, we are in a way better position than him, so we don't need to kite this out or whatever, you know. Plus I see, okay, they make now a little go onto my mates, so I want to save them there. And to make it safe, I expected this blind already. You see how fast I trinket? Let's watch this. You see? I think for a second, and then I'm like, okay, we need to trinket. Or let's trinket. You know, I check everything, maybe not actively, but, you know, it comes with experience. You check, you see, okay, we are in a way better position. We want to keep up this momentum, and then you trinket. You know, you think in a second about this. Of course, later maybe it has to be faster, but for this lobby, it's more than enough. My thought process was like, we are in a better position, and I still want to keep up this pressure and want to carry this momentum. You know, that's why I trinket there. Of course, you want to think a little bit about it. Never just trinket, you know, instantly or whatever. You want to always wait 1 or 2 seconds before you trinket stuff. You know, of course, when it's a super deadly situation, there you want to just insta trinket and use your SOS button, like the void shift or whatever. There you don't need to think. But in a situation like this, there is a mild danger, a little bit of danger maybe. Then you can, yeah, watch out for the situation and then trinket after. And your trinket should be followed up with the void shift or some other bigger stuff. You know, don't trinket for just for fun. Follow it up with something big, like a fear, a kill, like a bigger death or whatever. I will most likely know. I know myself. I will most likely know PS and yes, or rapture or rapture. Why rapture in this moment? Because they are on cleave, and they could go on to both at any times. You know, so the PS would only benefit one. Plus, the monk used his karma. Maybe I over pressured. I overextended a bit with my rapture there. But okay, now we're safe. Now the monk is 100% safe, and we can 100% save the DK because the rogue is a little bit on a shadow dance, and the DH is on the metamorphosis still. But DH, like I said, never underestimate the DH. Like use if needed against him. Don't let your mates fall even down because he's a threat at any times. So basically that's why I raptured there to, and I even PS. Okay. Yeah, this was maybe a little bit exaggerated, but you see the DK is also falling down. And like I said, overused and underuse. You know, also like prepare. Like they could come some stuff from the rogue. Like I don't expect it in this situation, but it could be, or from the DH, or even like that the priest is coming in with the fear, with the stun fear, you know, and then it could get messy, and that's why I pre-use stuff like this, you know. Don't wait for the stuff to come in, use it before. So as you can see, of course, the power word life instantly onto the DK. We try to shield them up. We try to, with the rapture, put in as much shields as we can. In the meanwhile, I don't know why I shadow word death there. I put them in sometimes maybe for some extra healing and pressure. Because don't forget, this also does good damage. Even if it's not in the kill range, there's some extra damage. And even in this situation, think of it. Like, you can't panic or you can't be afraid when the game looks like this, where you think, oh, the DK can die, because we still have our void shift in the backhand. You know, we can always turn this around. Okay, there is the smoke bomb from the rogue. He tries to cleverly snatch there. The DK is not asphyxiating for whatever reason. He didn't use it once in this game. He could have used it in the beginning, and now it would be back up again. This is also super bad. You know, you want to like use your cooldowns pretty fast. Don't stall them out until 2 minutes into the game, because then you have lost value already. But as you can see, we are not on the best spot here. We have used all our big defensives. Only our grip is ready to go, plus our void shift. And that's most likely what I also use in this situation, of course, to just save the DK. He could have potentially died there, so I void shift there to make this save. Problem is now, okay, the other priest used everything, but we also. No, it's kinda... No, he has even his void shift still. So basically he's, CD-wise, he's in a better position. If you are strict now, at this point. But the thing is, like, we are still in the game and we have still the momentum and pressure going that he hasn't. You know, this does not mean anything that I'm on low HP. I can recover from that easily. I would even like look out for the monk more in this situation than on me. Plus, still is disarm not used again. Oh boy. But okay, that's another story. So basically, I void shift. I don't heal myself. I heal myself with the desperate prayer to still concentrate on my mates, on the monk in this situation, plus onto contributing damage. You see, bam. Every other discipline priest would have healed in this situation. You know, himself, his mate, his other mate. I have like 3 options, but I choose still to go offensive, and that has a meaning. You will see it later. Yeah, because the rogue is basically that. Bam, I mind games him. I still stay aggressive. I see my Radiance is coming up, so I still keep the pressure on the rogue because we have only this kill window. The thing is, like, he used his evasion, he used his shadow cloak. His cheat death didn't proc, but we need to gamble a little bit there. The thing is, we need to. Like, as a discipline priest, you don't want the games to go too far into dampening or too far in, like, too late. You know, you want to kill them when it's possible, when you see a moment for that. You know, otherwise you will most likely always fall back, and even if it's only on mana. You know, okay, this other priest I would even outplay on mana. A good other holy priest you will not outplay on mana normally. You know, so that's why we still keep offensive, and the good thing about offensive playstyle is also it puts the enemies always into a little kind of defensive situation. That's also like a psychological thing. So that's basically why I don't penance the monk here, but the rogue, to still do damage instead of topping off the monk. Plus, because I see, okay, he has still a disarm, which he still does not use. I mean, fuck it, I don't want to say anything anymore. But okay, I Radiance, of course. I see the Radiance is also up there in this situation, you know. Like here it is on cooldown, and I go MG, I go Mind Blast, I go Purge the Wicked, and I see, okay, the Radiance will come back up, so we are then after it in a good position still, plus I can still contribute to damage. That's why I also go down with the penance on the rogue, and then we just pump him down. You see his cheat death proc, but it was too much damage. I penanced him, we were all focused on him, plus I put in my Shadow Word Death to just snipe it out. You know? And that was what I was going for in that situation. It's nice. Well done from the DK also. I didn't even saw that. Perfect. Like, you saw? He could have void shifted, of course, but DK strangulated there. That was nice. That was super nice. And if the monk would be good, he would incap him then after and disarm the DH. But yeah, the monk. I don't want to say anything about the monk anymore. Fuck it, we sniped it out and that's it. Sometimes you have to go for these gamble situations as discipline priest. There is no turn back. The problem would be if the rogue. Let's just get through this theoretically. If the rogue goes out of this situation safely, you know, if he somehow survives it, if the cheat death procs, and if the priest swaps so that he's with fine again, then we are in a worse situation than the other priest. Because everything from us is on CD. Really everything. We have no void shift, we have no PS stacks, we have not the trinket, and no Radiance, no Rapture, nothing. No Dome. And if they can recover from this situation, then we are in the worst spot. So that's why I basically think like, okay, no or never. You know, and you have to go for the situations like this most of the times. That's why. And after all this, I needed to go defensive. You know, let's play it out. If the game goes on in this situation, I need to fall back and I need to try to top them with my flash shields and penance and renew and whatever. You know what I mean? And that's not a good situation. In this situation, you don't want to be as discipline priest. Because every other healer then is in a stronger position than you. That's why you want to have this pressure up the whole time and want to carry the momentum, basically, over the whole game. Like I said, I played this before, I recorded this lobby. I say Rogue, of course, again, and CC the Monk. Because the Asa Rogue is just, of course, on bot cleave. Try to cleave as much as possible, especially if you have DK, DH on your game. You know, cleave is always also good, extra pressure for the other healer. So basically I try to go in very fast there, you see, against the rogue. This is of course standard, but let's go in. He could snatched me there. I don't know why he didn't. Maybe he was afraid or whatever to go in. Okay, because of the DH. I forgot. The DH has his mind sight or whatever. He can see the rogue, so the rogue will go passive there. I think it would be the better move to gamble there as the rogue, because the zap can be important. So you see, I run so that I can snatch one of those. Like this, I shield the DH because I see, okay, he used his sight, you know, make him more mobile. And you see, the monk makes a mistake, he opens up for me, bam, and I am in combat. So this is important against the rogue. Always try to get in fight as fast as possible. You want to avoid the zaps. That's also already a huge disadvantage for him. So basically, we have the monk here. Comes with the incap, of course. Okay, he needs to come out with the cheap shot there. That's fine. The rogue. I think he will follow this up with the blind. But you can't be sure, of course. They have a pretty good setup. I mean, they were a bit slow. Of course, not timed and coordinated. But they have a good setup to go onto our DK there. But it's fine. The monk starts now when everything nearly faded. This is too slow. They make a go onto the DK, of course. Yeah, and then we start also. I insta go in with the Radiance to just give them the atonement, the DK, the healing. They are in good range from me, you know. I think the rogue will jump over to blind me every moment, but it's fine. Okay, we got a stun for the first time from the priest. Our DK goes low, of course. That was a little bit my mistake. I should have domed there, or at least give the DK a PS. You know, that's what I told you in the rounds before. Use the stuff proactively. Like, this is already pretty late, you know? You should, we should have reacted with something there. It was kind of my mistake. But okay, the DK reacted well. He took the priest in. He gripped the priest to not let me fear. It was perfect. It saves me up the trinket, which is crucial. But the rogue did it well with the smoke bomb there also. And now let's see what I do. I need to Redines and Dome there in that situation. There's no other way anymore. Or maybe even swap. Let's see. I still going in. I go in with the Redines. I Dome after. A little bit risky there from me. Also like pushing in, but I saw, okay, they are all stunned. So it's pretty fine. I will go with the Power Ward Life, I think. Oh, okay, I swap. This was not so good. This was not so good from my side of things. The DK reacted well, the DH reacted well. Okay, the DH could put in a darkness also, but that would be an overlap with my dome. Also, they went out instead of staying in. They could see that I run in and then we would be fine. But like this, I was like, okay, let's don't risk it and let's void shift. This is bad because we use the dome and the void shift, plus both charges of our Redines in that situation, which is huge. Like we overused pretty much, but still better overuse than underuse. You know, the game could have ended there. The game could have just ended there and we somehow like survived it. Let's say it like that. And this is all it is in solo shuffles, you know? You don't want to have the game ending like after a minute. You know, but we still have our Rapture, we still have both our PSs. After a decent setup from them. You know, so it's okay. It's pretty fine. Also, we got something a little bit out of those guys. So it was not so wasted. We got the smoke bomb, we got the shadow dance go, got the guardian, got the PIs, the blind? The fuck? What did the rogue blinded, man? Bro, if he would have blinded me before the shift, the void shift, he could have managed to get it. I would have trinket swapped then, but somehow he used his blind right now in this situation, which is of course a big mistake from the rogue. But it's okay, it's solo shuffle, man. You know, there is like these kind of people. Fuck it. So that was good for us then. We made basically a little mistake, but rogue made even a bigger one. So it's fine. Okay. But like I said, the rogue was not bad in the lobbies, the games before. So can happen to everybody. It goes on, of course. Now I do not concentrate in this situation. You see, I insta moment after the void shift. I can show you. I can show you again. You see void shift. 3, 2, 1. Now, and instantly okay. He blinded me, but they broke it. I didn't even saw that. Yo, man. They instantly broke it. Wow. Okay. The rogue played perfect there. The rogue played really, really well there. But somebody broke it. I don't know what even broke it. It was not the priest. The monk. Bro, this monk, he's not disarming, he's breaking CCs. Brother. And the rogues really try hard there, man. Shit. It was super. But what I wanted to show you in this situation is like, you see this? This is my standard combo. Void shift and forward life after it onto myself. That's more than enough. And if needed, maybe phase shift. Or even void shift, phase shift, and then power ward life. Like, depends on the situation, but they are right now not onto me. I may get something from the priest here, that's why I phase shift to just make it clear here. And yeah, then we are in a good spot again. You know? Don't waste any resources for topping yourself in situations like this. Because we want to stay aggressive. I fear randomly the fucking priest there who insta trinkets. Okay, nice. We still keep up the pressure. The rogue shadow cloak. This is perfect. This is what we want. They are still in their go. They are still doing good damage. I still keep up my PI. I don't want to waste the PI because yeah, I will give it to the DH in a good moment later, I think. That's what I think. Yeah, you see? And the good moment is after... what did I wait it for, man? After it calmed down a little bit, we got the Strangulate here on the Priest, and the Rogue's Cloak is fading out. And we are right before outplaying the PI from the other Priest. And to keep us still aggressive, to give me the haste, give me the DH the haste, I just put in the PI to also now react faster with my globals. After this, you know, we go in with the Radiance. I go always like mid-range to get them all into my Radiance. I still wait it out. Now I go even with the Flash Heals. You see, I pump them out. Bam. This is something that you normally don't want to do, but sometimes you have to. And then I go with the PS to make it extra safe here onto our DK because he's super open now. Our DH blurred. That was super good. But also we see the karma here plus the dampen harm from the monk. I don't know what he's doing, man. He does it. I saw it already also in the games before. He's karmaing and dampen harming. That is such a bad play, but it's okay. I mean, it is benefiting us. Plus, he's oh my god, he's using his the monk is like all in, man. Fuck, he's overlapping his own CDs. Shit, but it's okay. That's good for us. So basically, we just need to get around this situation, make this situation clear for us. Also, like the priest panics into the guardian there, into the angel form. This is perfect for us. We put out some pressure. They are not so hard on pressure anymore. Plus, now I can top a little bit. But still, I'm going offensive to keep up the pressure. You see, they are, the rogue is also going low. I told them to focus the rogue. So I still want them to be offensive. You know, you can't be scared. Like, even if everybody is like half health, as discipline priest, you need to know how to recover from that. That's why I go in. I see them both stacked. I go in with to root them. In that situation, I'm preparing for my ultimate penitence. I think the next move will be, I know myself, will be the Radiance, and then maybe even instantly the penitence. Let's see. Okay, the penance still on the rogue. I'm still pressuring, and it's not even needed, bro. Wow, you see that was an overkill there. Like I said, the Purge the Wicked you want to keep up the whole time, basically. The Penance with the proc after the Radiance. And my next move would be the Ultimate Penitence anyways, and that will just, yeah, delete them all. Because the Monk is also out of his karma, of his... He wasted his dampen harm. The Rogue has nothing anymore. And the Priest would be in a super bad spot there afterwards, you know? And yeah, that's how you can just snipe a game easily like this. Plus, you see now, in retrospect, it was not even a mistake to trade like my big CDs so early on in this lobby. We still won, you know? Of course, in a higher lobby, this can put you into a disadvantage mode, but we still got our PSs, or 1 PS and the Rapture. And this is something that I can still work with. Plus our ultimate penitence, which I can even use as a sniper. Overused and underused, man. What I see in low MMR lobbies with low healers oftentimes is they lose games in openers or very early into the game, and they still have like 80% of their big CDs. You know, and then these kind of healers just need to blame themselves. There is no other way. Like, of course, the DPS and so on, they can also greed and this and that, but you as healer need to think, okay, maybe this guy is not so good with his defensives, so I need to use. And that makes then the difference there. I mean, not, of course, not perfect or whatever, but he's trying to do stuff, you know? Trying to set up stuff, and I work into it by saying go monk and CC the DH. And if they just do what I say, then we will most likely win also here. I insta-shield the rogue, that he can be faster, but okay, he's playing passive because he's afraid of the DH. I go in insta like always with my Purge the Wickedest, very fast early on Radiance with the shield on the main focus target from our team, which is the DK. Just put in an early Radiance, shield, PS, you know, just to keep him up, and you already see like they want to go onto him. You know, he's the main focus here right now. So basically, you take out a lot of pressure there. I see them both stacked. I want to void tendril them. I missed the DK a bit, the DH with the void tendrils, but this is okay. For the I still go offensive with the penance. You see that because I know everybody's atoned. I can be offensive. It is okay. You know, we want to like I said, it's always the same. You want to be pressury as a disc, and I'm positioned so that I can instantly go in for a fear. You know, I'm now a little bit impatient. I analyzed all of the players in the back of my mind, and I know exactly what to do and how to play to make these games faster and faster, you know? So that's why I go like this, and bam. You see, I countered him again. He did the same mistake. He insta phase shift and feared, and I stalled it out. That's the healer duel, the fear duel, which I again won against this priest. And let's see if this brings us the trinket. Yes, he insta trinkets that. The monk is karmaing and trinketing. Okay, we got a big overlap there. So right now in this situation, I know already the game is won. If nothing dumb happens, the game is won already. You know? We are 15 seconds into the game, and I'm pretty sure in the back of my mind, if everything goes okay or decent, we have won already. So let's go on. We stall out the karma a bit, of course, the dampen harm from the monk. You see they are on huge pressure, coming on with the Holy Guardian. One good stun on the priest and we win, but it's not even needed. We get the void shift very early on. You saw I also put in my Shadow Word Deaths there. It could have worked, but this time the priest reacted with his void shift, so it was fine. I'm trading super fast now. You see, I put in instantly my second PS after this all. Of course, shielding. You want to rotate the shields always. You want them always to be on CD. You know, put it in to give somebody atonement, to make the somebody safe. If you see a flash heal proc, use it here and there. You know, it's instant. It heals a lot. But keep up the pressure. Like I said, as Discipline Priest, you're active the whole time. There is no second where you are staying or doing nothing. You know, you need to basically do every movement. The one mistake that I do maybe is also I could have purged the monk here. I need to purge a little bit more. I need to purge a bit more because I'm never really purged here in this lobby. Of course I do it because especially against other discipline priests or druids or shamis, I purge a lot. Against other holies, I'm like, maybe not needed, but at least try to even like purge out the stamina buff here. Like, okay, it's a little wasted global, you can think, but this can be a changer there. You want to purge stuff if it's possible. So just spam it here and there. I sometimes, I'm not, I don't know, I'm sometimes lazy on it. So, Radiance, Penance, still aggressive, still super hard, and we are topped, and then we go into the Penitence. I got them both in good sight, the other priest is going away a little bit, but this is too late. I dome even very fast. You see, this is super fast paced. I do not hesitate. I just pump out my big deaths here, back after back, because I also know, okay, the priest has void shifted already, so we will be in a good position anyways. You know, plus we still have our rapture going. The rapture and the void shift is still big. You know, we can kite out the full go with just those two if we do it right. You know, that's why I just put it in. Okay, they will go out of the dome a little bit, but no. Okay, the main focus is still staying perfect. Now he's running out, and that's fine because they just sniped the monk there, which was empty, of course. And the priest has really nothing to save him because he used the Holy Guardian. He's in the apotheosis, but he also wasted his void shift. It was not wasted. I mean, he used it properly, but that monk is super bad. Like, I somehow carried him. I don't know how, but yeah, it's fine. It was a nice 5 round, you see, and we still have our void shift and our rapture. So we are still in a good position. Do I still even have my trinket? Yes. I even have my trinket. So it's a no-brainer, you know? I also saw like the DK is making good pressure there. The rogue is making a little kind of setups. And that's all I need. Multiply this with my pressure. You see, I did nearly the damage from the rogue in that lobby. And the other healer will just be over pressured, you know? And that's the plan there. To just overpressure. Okay, here I say go DK, CC Monk. Even though you think... Why do I say this? This has like two aspects to it. You could say, hey, look at this, the Monk just overused his stuff. He just died like a noob, you know, in the last game. Why not go Monk again and CC the DK? Why not? I can't tell you why. This has also a psychological aspect to it. They now think on the other side that we want to go like onto the monk because he died last game so easily, you know? So we switched things up a little bit. Both are good targets, both are pretty squishy. Plus the monk can stall out a lot, and if he's doing it well, he can even kite. Maybe he can do it, maybe. But also the DK is the bigger threat in this game. So we want to keep him on pressure. The monk by himself is not setting up anything productive, you know? So we can put him into the back burner a little bit and focus on the one who's like contributing more to the game, which is the DK in this case. That's why I say go DK and CC Monk. And you see, like, when everybody does just what I say, man, then we even get a good lobby. But oftentimes, most of the times, the lobbies just end 3-3 as healer. Even when the healer is like way lower XP than me, you know? Oftentimes, even then, they end like 3-3 because, yeah, I don't need to tell you the physics of fucking solo shuffle. I think everybody experienced this by himself. But it's fine. Like as always, we go in early. I even PS here early on because I see the serenity from the monk. I should have maybe domed even, but I think I will follow up the PS then with the dome when the DK is coming out of the kidney. Let's see how this plays out. Of course, okay, we got the, it's fine. I wait because the DH blurred plus darkness. Okay, this is a bit too much, but I topped the dome on top of it, which was maybe not the best play. I should have stalled this a little bit maybe more and positioned the dome a little bit better. But yeah, this is the bullshit that can happen in solo shuffles. Basically, we used a lot of defensives here, super early on, but as always, overused and underused. You will see that it will play out. Because we are completely negating their go. The DK made a fast go, which he didn't did in the games before oftentimes. I shield, I penance, I rediance, I desperate prayer myself for basically no reason, just to keep myself topped and keep them away from me. Maybe I just press my buttons, man, even with the phase shift and the combination, just to get everything cleanly topped. And then basically my mission is just to wait that the anti-magic zone gets played by the DK. Okay, nice. I run extra into this for the priest so that he fears, but he didn't, because the DK could drop in that moment. You know, that's an extra global for him. This is also sometimes I bait out unnecessary stuff, unnecessary stunts, unnecessary fears from other healers, you know, that they waste it in some moments and fall then back. I would not trinket it. I would just sit because I see, okay, we are in a good position. We are in a safe position. But I still have the option to trinket because all trinkets from them are gone. So I can just go for this kind of risky play there. But he didn't even fear it. He insta went into the Guardian and negated my fear with this. You know, but I saw it early on. Otherwise, I would have pressed the fear. But he needed to because his DK is super low. You know? And also the monk is not in a good position. I mean, he's on a karma and dampen harm again. Bro, this monk is making me crazy, man. He's playing this arm without disarming, and then he's putting in his karma plus dampen harm on top of each other. Always, always. It's like as if he has binded them. Oh my god. But it's okay. It's good. Okay, now we have the anti-magic zone that I waited for. I still keep my people alive with the Radiance. This is not a problem. I go... You see, and the MG here, normally you would want to wait after the bubble, you know, to put it in. Also with the Mind Blast. But the thing is, like I told you before, with the mind games, it is about the heal negating effect. You know, this reverse effect instead of the initial income of the spell. That's why it's okay that you can... I put it like proactively into this to stall like a little bit of time from the discipline, from the other priest, you know, to negate his healing a tiny bit, because I already know, okay, after all this, I will go into my ultimate penitence, which will then clear out the game. You know? There I snipe, I penance, and ultimate penitence. That should be it. Okay, we got the swap there. That was a little mistake from my side because I went so much into the setup from me, into the offensive setup, that I forgot to atone my mates here before the penitence. Make sure to use always the Radiance to give them atonement, or at least one of them, the focus of them atonement with your shield or whatever, and then go into the penitence. This is important and huge. So now they go defensive, they all use their trinkets like I said, the priest void shifted, went into the angel form. He used also karma is used. DK's bubbles are used. So basically, they are in a super bad spot, especially because I have still my trinket swap left, plus my rapture. You know, there is no way how they can win this. No way, because also like the next go from the monk is like in a minute, or let's say 40 seconds, and the next one from the DK is in a minute. And never ever this game, I already know we have won, you know, in this situation. So that's maybe I will even use my rapture here to make it safe. Nah, I don't use it. I even penance heal there, which is a mistake, which is not so needed. Like normally I would go also offensive here onto the monk, you know. But this time I decided to heal to top the rogue. Also because yeah, the rogue was always a hot target here in this lobby. So I think I want to make it extra safe and went for the healing there instead of the damage because I know, okay, we will win this anyways. You know, and then we still keep up the pressure and bomb. There is the snipe, the monk goes down. And yeah, rival 2 on my second priest. Now we are near 2k MMR. I know it was a pretty low lobby, 1.9 MMR is not the highest, but it's also not the lowest. So maybe good players can learn from this. Maybe like beginners can learn from this. Still, even if you're on 2k MMR, there's like still mistakes going on and this and that. Not only from me, but also a lot from other people. And I sometimes wonder like how, for example, this monk is like on this MMR. You know, when I'm stuck with my monk on lower MMR, but it is how it is. You know, like make use of your defenses, man. Press buttons. The game is fast paced nowadays. It is not like in BC or whatever where you like trade off stuff and where the games go like 40-50 minutes or so. Like you see in average, the average lobby under 2k MMR is like 1.5 2.5 minutes, you know. So basically think of it, between in this 2.5 minutes you want to have used everything, basically everything at least once, you know. So don't be too greedy, go with the flow, overused and underused, and then you should be fine. Like I said, this is my second priest. I just did this to cap him up, and I had this idea in my stream with the recording and explanations and this and that. What I want to show you here, maybe with my gearing, it's like not special gear, like moment. Let's start with the head. It's even like not full geared. There's people out there that have at this point in the 4th season of Dragonflight way better gear. But what is important, of course, you want to have the precog, also as discipline priest, you know, to maybe fake cast with your flesh shield, sometimes fake cast with your mind games, fake cast with your ultimate penitence, you know, that will get out a lot of kicks if needed. Versa mastery, of course, you want to focus on mastery. A little bit of haste is good, never bad on a discipline priest, but 20% max, I would say. Everything else goes into mastery. We also have a lot of versatility. In this season, the stats went crazy, man. You will have easily 40% or more versatility. So try to max out your mastery here, I would say. Otherwise, standard comps here, necklace also with mastery and gems, the shoulders. The shoulders I have as a set piece. You can see haste mastery, perfect stats for us. You want to take them. Back the same game with mastery, haste versa chest. I play only 2 set, you saw it already. I still do not got the weapon. On my main priest, I got the weapon out of the vault, but not on this one. So we go with the haste versa one with the bullshit enchantment there, but it's not that important. Think of it, like with more mastery I would have even more throughput, you know, but it's fine. Like I said, haste is never bad on a disc. Until like between 15-20% haste is also good, but try to get good mastery there. Otherwise, the hands with mastery, of course. Then moment the second craft. It's pretty important. Why did I skip this so fast? Momento. Let's go through it again. I mean, you can check it then also in the arsenal, of course. Let's click this. This is the successfully applying a lot of... Okay. I play this. This is not bad. Or dispelling any target. You see, like, if you play with MC, or even, I would not play with MC. Okay, that's what I want to talk about later. But the thing is, if you fear somebody, you also get this primary stat. You know, if you dispel, sometimes you get this primary stat, and then you go into your offensive place with your penance and this and that, which will, of course, top your throughput. Otherwise, if you do not want to go with this, you can even go with the with 90% thingy, where you are, when you are above 90% health, you gain mastery. That would be also a good one as a discipline priest. So it's your decision there. I made it because I'm lazy. I crafted this one early on, and then I just went with it. I'm like, fuck it, I don't need no min-maxing, you know? But yeah. Crit mastery legs for the 2 set, of course. I mean, the crit is not so optimal, but it's not bad. And the extra big fat mastery, you want to have it. Like I said, versatility, you have more than enough, so you don't basically need it. And like I said, this is the second priest, which is like not nearly even like min-maxed or whatever. Then we have the boots with the Versa Mastery, with the Planeswalker's Brief, and then the standard comp for the rings, of course, with the haste and mastery. If you can play them, you can play even like double mastery, one crafted, or even both crafted. I don't know. I'm not so in this crafting thingy, but enchanted, of course, both mastery, and then the standard trinkets with the haste and the medallion, of course. Moment, let's see. Okay, with my talents, this is the standard talents that I run for solo shuffles and trees. Like, you can just copy it. The thing, 2 or 3 things. The mental agility you can even take out in low MMR solo shuffle lobbies, because like you saw, the games are never that long that you are going into like mana depletion. You know, you can replace this with the MC. You can put in an MC there if you want to, or you can take out the double snipe if you are not so good on sniping and put it into your MC. That's your decision. But the problem is with the MC, in a trees, normal trees, it makes sense. In solo shuffle, sometimes not so, because you can't trust your mates oftentimes. You know, the MC, think of it, it will also keep you out of the fight. Not only the other one, but also you and yourself, which can lead to bad situations. That's why I don't like that too much in like solo shuffles, you know? Otherwise, the double snipe, like I said, the MC, it's your decision, but the rest should be perfect like this. You want to play with Power Word Life, it's super important. I could take out the Angelic Bulwark. You know, I was never in real danger. This is only benefiting myself. But if you're a beginner, put it in. It's like a passive SOS. where you get a big shield when you drop low on health, you know, and it can save your life. It depends on you, your experience, your play style. Um, yeah, I could put it out. Otherwise, the PvP talents you want to always have like this base shift. It's a no-brainer. The double the radiance so that it is instant cast. Very very important. And the third one, the inner light and shadow, you can swap up. You can. I don't like to play with with Archangel or Strength of Soul. In the melee lobby, you could play Strength of Soul for some extra shield buffs. But the way here is like inner light and shadow, and I go with shadow because you saw it. I put a lot of damage also into the game, and this is pushing not only my atonement but the healing also overall. You know, and long term I benefit from that mostly. Of course, you can go with Dark Archangel. In lower MMR lobbies, I don't recommend that because there is no real setups. I mean, okay, it's a PvE meta. You could just go with it. You know, when you know, okay, they make it go now, just support it. But most of the times, the people will not make the most of their goals. You know, so basically, it feels then a little bit wasted. But you can go for it, especially in higher lobbies or in trees. Then, of course, with the timed setup and so on, then Dark Archangel is also super nice. Plus, yeah, but it's an active, you know. With the inner light and shadow, you just buff yourself in the lobby room, in the waiting room, and then you don't have to worry about it anymore. It's like a less global that you have to press also.